Good morning, Vande Matram. Welcome all of you. We are here to have a brief discussion on a child's desire. The topic of discussion is on a child's desire. For the way we are having the mother's answer on how to get rid of the desire. That is what the question, and Sri Aurobindo is having a very nice observation on desire, how you can get rid of the desire, how the desire will diminish. On that, Sri Aurobindo observes minutely, only by perfect renunciation of desire, one condition, initial condition, only by perfect renunciation of desire, or second part, perfect satisfaction of desire, can the utter embrace of God is experienced. It is not the very ordinary things what Sri Aurobindo quotes upon. That embrace of God can be experienced in two ways: by perfect, number one, by perfect renunciation of desire, or by perfect satisfaction of desire. But thing is that desire, we are not able to connect with the embrace of God. So that is the problem. Desire, Buddhism, you can have the desire is the sole cause of suffering. Kamana vinas, kamana ka vinas to dukkha vinas. So here in the course, by perfect union, renunciation, you have to renounce perfectly, or by perfect satisfaction of desire, can the utter embrace of God is experienced, can be experienced. For in both the cases, one by renunciation or by perfect satisfaction, the essential precondition is effected, desire perishes. The perishability of desire must perish, that is the condition, that is for not the, that is the for the major act of our yoga, that is major satisfaction of our yoga, fulfillment of yoga rather, that the embrace of God can be experienced. And the conditions is two are the conditions: by perfect renunciation or of desire, or second condition, perfect satisfaction of desire, can utter embrace of God is experienced. So this is the essential preconditions. This is effected means desire perishes. So we will go little bit into the question. One bright question, beautiful question was put to mother, and we'll have a discussion on that. Then we'll come to conclude with couple of messages as messaged by the master for the better understanding. Anyway, the topic of discussion is a child's desire. Question is put: how can we help a child to come out of this habit of always asking? This is the condition. Most of the time, all the time, we see people, the child keeps asking many things. So the problem is that how can we come out of this habit of always asking? So mother tries to explain. It can be done by many ways, not one or two. The processes are many. First of all, you must know whether you will not just stop him from freely expressing what he thinks or asks. We feel happy. Let him come. Let him ask for something. I am doing something. That ego is there. I am doing everything for him, for his satisfaction. Whatever I am doing, it is to satisfy him. So the first condition is that you must know whether you will not just stop him from freely expressing what he thinks and feels. That is the major point. Freely what he is expressing, what he thinks and feels. That idea you must know whether you will not just stop. That you have to stop. If that point is the motive is not there to stop, then how can you stop? Mother explains, because this is what people usually do. They scold, even sometimes punish him, and so the child forms the habit of concealing the desires. So he is having some desires. I am punishing him. I am scolding him so that he is hiding his desires, concealing his desires. But he is not cured of them. That is the problem. He is not cured of them. Two conditions we have discussed from Sri Aurobindo. It has to be perfectly renounced or perfectly satisfied. But he is concealing out of fear because he knows father will or mother will scold me or punish me. That's what he's hiding. And you see, if he's always told, no, you won't have that. Normally, normally we say, no, you will not have that. Then simply, this state of mind gets settled in him. See, this is the thing. Mother or father, they are continuously denying the things. So this habit is culminated in him. It is cultivated in him. When you are small, people don't give you anything. You must wait till you get big. Already, that's what we are doing. Suppose that initially, okay, this food is there, small desires are there, dress is there, all small, some junk food habit, it is there, momo, pizza, pasta, kurkure, lays, these are there. Normally, they have the idea, and every time you face the situation scenario on that. But the thing is that after later on, also same problem is affecting again and again. Suppose my father is having a big bank balance and I am going to get him after he is dead. That's what. So instead of asking his goodness, most of the time we feel that he should die earlier so that this possessiveness, this possession, this entire balance property, everything will come to my hand. Again, mother quotes, when I am being, I shall have all that I want. That's what. Because I must grow big, and after getting bigger, I must get what I want. I shall have that. That's how it is. But this does not cure them. Second time, mother quotes, this does not cure them. So this is the second condition. This does not cure them. Then what happens? It is very difficult to bring up the child. Very difficult to bring up the child. It is not a play, child. It is not a play. There is a way in which consists in giving him all he wants. There is a way which when it consists of in giving what he wants, and naturally the next minute he will want something else, because that's the law. If one condition is satisfied, one desire is satisfied, he will go for the next one. That is the law. Mother quote, this is the law. The law of desire. This, what is that law? Law of desire. Never satisfied. This is what this is what mother quotes. This is not to be satisfied, never satisfied. Again, mother quotes, if he is intelligent, one can tell him, but you see, you insisted so much on having this, and now you no longer care for it, you want something else. He is very cunning. Initially, he asked for something, you have given him, and later he is not interested in that. Then you are going to pacify him. You wanted something, I have given, you are not satisfied, then you want something else. Yes, yet if he was very clever, he would answer, well, the best way of curing me, again, number three, that the curing me is to give me what I ask for. That is what. What I ask for, that's what you have to give me, because you have to satisfy my wants. Which is you have to give me, and this is what, because cleverly, cunningly he is explaining. Then mother quotes one step forward. One step forward. That some people cherish this idea in their life. When they are told that they should overcome their desires, they say the easiest way to satisfy him. Very interesting. The easiest way how to overcome the desires, the answer is very simple, very fundamental, and very straightforward. The easiest way is to satisfy them. This kind, if it is satisfied, then there will be no desire. But actually, problem, if one desire is satisfied, that many desires, not one or two, many desires will come. That is the law of desire. What mother has quoted. When they are told they should overcome their desire, they say the easiest way to satisfy them. This kind of logic, mother quotes, seems impossible. But the fact that it is not the object desired that has to be changed. It is the impulse of desire, the movement of desire that has to be changed. Major thing, mother quotes. In fact, mother quotes, it is not the object desired that has to be changed. The object which the child has desired It has to be changed, not like this. Then what has to be changed, that is has to be taken, that has to be understood. Impulse of desire, number one. Number two, movement of desire. So that has to be changed, and this is difficult for a very young child. Impulse of desire, movement of desire, it has to be changed because it is already in him. So for a young and a growing child, mother course, it is very difficult. Again, mother course. In fact, perhaps one should begin by shifting the movement to things, shifting from one thing to another, from one place to another, from one time to another, shifting the movement in things which is better to have from true point of view, and which is more difficult to obtain, more difficult. Again, it is difficult, and mother again course, it is more difficult to check. Change means shifting the focus, that is actually more difficult to change. So suppose somebody asks, I want to take chocolate. You know, chocolate. If taking much more chocolate is not is harmful to the body. Especially, you can find your crevices in your teeth. So suppose you want to change the shift the focus, it is very difficult. Don't, instead of taking chocolates, you do one thing, you take one apple per day. Very difficult because they are acquainted with this idea. So nobody will accept this shifting of focus from chocolate to apple. So what will be happen if one could turn this impulsion of desire towards a another thing, mother dot 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 dot. Then, for example, when the child is full of desires, example one example is mother giving. Child is full of desires. One, if one could give him a desire of higher kind, instead of it's being a desire, a purely material object, you understand, not nothing spiritual in material object in you give, you understand, and then altogether a transitory satisfaction. If one could awaken in him the desire to know, the desire to learn, desire to become a remarkable person, if it is shifted from lower to higher, altogether mother quotes, this is a transitory satisfaction. Transitory satisfaction, if one is could awaken in him the desire to know first, then desire to learn, desire to become the remarkable person. It is, if it is possible, if you have been succeeded, then it is you are a remarkable person on this way. Begin with that at mother quotes, as these things are difficult to do. Punar one again, mother quotes again, one again, it is also difficult, more difficult and difficult. That's what mother quotes. It is difficult thrice it is used to do so. Gradually he will develop, he will his will for these things, because there is no other option. This is the option has been given, shifted, the focus has been shifted. Your well wishers having this idea, because they want to shift the focus, they want to shift the desire level. So desire to be difficult so far this spirit material form points are concerned. And then mother gives one example beautifully. As for example, construct a toy which it is difficult to make. Construct a toy which it is difficult to make. Again, mother quotes difficult. So fourth time, mother quoted difficult. It is difficult, and give him a game of patience, which requires a great deal of perseverance. It is very difficult. For example, construct a toy difficult to make, and second, give him a game of patience, which requires major great deal of perseverance. So it has to, and you have to cultivate the idea, you have to experiment on and on. So if one can orient them, if one can orient them, shift the focus from one to second, then it requires much discernment, much patience, but it can be done. That's what mother quotes. If one can orient them, shift the focus, shift the desire, then it is again mother quotes, it requires much more discernment and much more patience, but it can be done. It may be some patience is required, some time is required, some willness is required, memory you have to spend, but it is possible, can be done. And if one can orient them towards something like this, he succeed it in a very again mother course another way. It is also another word difficult, another mother course. It is also very difficult games, and work out something which requires much care and attention. That's what you have to plan. Suppose you are shifting the plan means you have to be mentally prepared, and you have to be prepared wholeheartedly than for whom it is designed for the child. Can push them to do something, do some line like this, and the exercises a persevering will in them. So, straightly speaking, you have to shift the it is maybe a difficult process, because mother keeps asking difficult 4 or 5 times. Mother has explained it is a difficult process, but it is possible. So you can have a results, turn the attention away from certain things, turn the shifting the focus, turn the action from certain things, and towards the other. That is the focus shifting. Turn the attention from one point to another, from one thing to another, from certain thing to another things. It needs constant care. For that, already I have explained a little bit that it needs a great patience, no doubt of it. And it seems to be a way that's the most. You have to follow the way. I can't say easiest, for the certainty not easy, but the most effective way. That's what you have to be prepared, and you must really apply as per your best, and you have to be mentally prepared that I must do it. Against your window, having couple of observation, we can see that desire was the helper, desire is the bar. Initially it was a helper. Without the desire you have not come here, but you have not actually persisted in the sadhana. But the thing is that once a time will come, it will stand as a bar. So what we have to do? Suppose I am replacing the desire. So what then the solution? What will occupy the place? In place, mother here in the course, in place of desire, there must be a single-minded aspiration towards the divine. In place of the desire, desire is the child heart's cry, crying for bliss. Desire, the sole cause of suffering. Instead of, in place of the desire, you must have a single-minded aspiration towards the divine. There is no change, no up, no down, no left, no right. Only single-minded, not a, no variation, no confusion, single-minded aspiration towards the divine. And finally, here in the course, the soul of desire is a separative soul of ego. Ego, it is much more full filled with a separative soul of ego, and all its instincts and are for a separative self-affirmation. That ego, self-affirmation, sensitiveness, separativeness must be understood, so that you can fix something for your child, and you can also change in the process of sadhana. Vande Mataram.